Okay, so in this lesson, we are going to be solving one-step equations using multiplication. So that means we're probably going to be looking at division, and our inverse operation will be multiplication. Okay, so let's go ahead and fill in the blank. The inverse of division is going to be multiplication. And on your notes, if you notice, there are examples of division, of how we write division. And the first one says I have x and I just use the division sign and I divide by 4. The second one is x fraction bar 4, and the other one is x with the slash 4. So those are three separate ways that we can represent division. We're still going to use our clue undo chart when we're solving these equations. So we're still using that, and we'll still be checking our answers. Okay, our first example on our notes is x divided by negative 45 equals negative 5. So you're going to go ahead and make a clue chart. And my clue, I'm going to abbreviate those, just C and U. My clue is I'm dividing by a negative 45. So I undo that by multiplying by a negative 45. I'm going to do that to both sides of the equation. So I'm going to multiply times negative 45 and times negative 45. These cancel out, leaving me with x equals, and a negative times a negative gives me a positive, so I'm going to get a positive 225. Now we're going to check this. Your check will look like this. We're going to replace x with 225. So I have 225 divided by negative 45 equals negative 5. Well, I would actually use my calculator and go ahead and divide that out and make sure it is correct. And when I did that on my calculator, I did get negative 5 equals negative 5. So my problem checks. Okay, let's do this example now. If you notice, there's no negatives in here, so we're just working with positive numbers. My clue is that x is being divided by 8. So I'm going to undo division by using multiplication of 8. So I'm going to multiply both sides by 8, and my 8s will cross out here, so I have x equals, and I should get a big number, 744. And then I need to check that, so we'll come over here and we'll check it. And I'll actually say, is 744 divided by 8 equal to 93? So go ahead and use your calculator and check that out to make sure it does work, and I should get 93 equals 93, and you're done. Okay, one more example like this. We're still going to use our clue undo chart. I noticed that x is being divided by a negative 6, so I'm going to undo that by multiplying by a negative 6. So I will multiply both sides by negative 6. A negative times a negative will give me a positive, so x equals 30. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to check that. I replace x with my answer. 30 divided by negative 6 equals negative 5. Well, a positive divided by negative is going to give me a negative, so negative 5 equals negative 5. Okay, so let's go ahead and look. I have a different type of example here. I have 1/2 x equals 47. Well, you're going to say to me, Mrs. Heaps, this is multiplying by 1/2. I'm going to divide to get my answer. So this, I'm not using multiplication to get my answer. But let's take another look at this. Let's do the clue chart. Clue, undo. My clue is that I am multiplying by 1/2. Okay, so I'm going to undo this by dividing by 1/2. But we don't divide by fractions. If you remember our multiplication or our fraction cheer, instead of dividing by 1/2, we're actually going to multiply by the reciprocal. So division of fractions means to multiply by the reciprocal. So the reciprocal of 1/2 is 2, so I'm actually going to multiply by 2, and I'm going to cross that out. So I'm going to multiply both sides of the equation by 2 over 1 times 2 over 1, and if you notice, I have a cross cancel, and these cancel out. So I'm left with x equals 47 times 2, which happens to be 94. So when we check this answer, we're going to say 1/2 of 94 equals 47. Well, what is 94 divided by 2? Or what is 1/2 of 94? It actually is 47. So I'm going to say 47 equals 47. Okay? So be careful with these because we are using multiplication to solve it. It's just that we're multiplying by the reciprocal. Okay, let's go ahead and look at the word problem now that's on the back of your notes. We love word problems. It's just math problems with extra fluff around it. But we want to write an equation to describe how much money a quintet has to earn for each member to receive $50. And one of the things that we know about a quintet is that that has 5 people. So we do have a know, find chart. What do we know and what are we trying to find? Well, we know we have 5 people because it's a quintet, and we know we want them to each get $50. So what are we trying to find? Well, we want to know or find, which is our x, how much to earn. So we're going to set up an equation, and our equation is going to be x divided by 5 people equals $50. And then we're going to go ahead and just use our clue chart, clue and undo. Well, my variable's being divided by 50, so I undo that by multiplying by 50. So I'm going to multiply by 5 to each side. These will cancel out, leaving me with x equals 50 times 5 is 250. So they need to earn $250 in order for each person to get $50 each. And I'll go ahead and check this. 250 divided by 5 equals 50. Well, when I actually do that division, and you could use a calculator if you need to, 50 equals 50. So this answer is correct. All right, here are your 3 got it problems. The first problem, x over -4 equals 12. Your second problem, x over 2 equals -22. And then the third problem, be careful, this is the tricky one. I'm going to write it down here. 1/3 x equals 10. Okay? I want you to do a clue undo chart, and I want you to check your answers. Okay, so make sure you do both of those, and then we will check what you have when we look at these tomorrow. Good luck with your got it problems.